Hi folks, my name is Tani Sebro and I'm going to be your instructor for POLS341, a course listed as the Politics of Media. We're going to call this course Media, Politics, and the Nation. And that's because this course is largely going to be based around the question of how does the media affect the nation. So we're going to be looking at the interaction between media, nations, identities, communities, ethnicities, and so forth. Okay, so in this little mini lecture, I'm going to introduce the course, and then I'm going to delve into our first reading of the semester, a reading by McLuhan called "The Medium is the Message." Before we start, I want to take a quick moment to introduce myself. Let's see here. Like I said, my name is Tani Sebro. I'm a PhD candidate in the Political Science Department here at UH Manoa. I do research on the politics of exile for Burmese refugees. And I've done a fair amount of research about how Burmese refugees use media in order to create a sense of nation for themselves while in exile, and also on how to critique governments. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to zoom out again here. And now I want to just draw your attention to how we're going to be structuring this course. So every week on Mondays, I'm going to be uploading a lecture. It'll either be in written form or in this kind of lecture interactive form with my desktop and my presentation. But what you're going to need to do is become very familiar with this particular website, 341politicsofmedia.com. This website is where you're going to find pretty much everything about the class. Okay. Here you're going to find information on our home site on lectures. Here you also find information about our final paper, how to post a reaction post to the website, which you're going to have to do as early as this week, as well as some resources, useful links, news websites, and so forth. And I also got the syllabus here on the website, in addition to having all of the readings posted on our website. On La Lima, rather. So for this class, just to be clear, you don't have to purchase any readings, okay? The readings that I have listed here, the required course material, I have all of these as PDFs for you, okay? So hopefully that'll help save you a little bit of money this semester. And here I also have the full course schedule. So we begin this week by looking at the medium of the media. Okay, so we have all these different words: media, medium, and messages, right? So the first reading we're going to be looking at is a seminal text by McLuhan called "The Medium is the Message." Okay, so your task for this week is going to be reading this, also watching a very short part of his lecture, which will help you understand the reading. I think it's less than 15 minutes. You can see it here on YouTube. You're also going to be doing a autoethnography. Okay, so I'll talk more later about what an autoethnography is, but it's basically just a little mini biography about you. And then you're going to write this autoethnography. Sorry, I'm going back to our website here. And once you get logged into our website, okay, I'm going to send you an invitation to become an author of our website. And so what I want you to do is log in with your UH email address, create a user account. It might ask you to, if you want to start your own blog and start your own website. You don't need to do that. You're just logging on to become an author of this website. So we're all going to be authors of this website together, and it's going to serve as our meeting place. I have a couple of requests. The first one is what I already said. Use your UH email when you're logging into this website. Okay. The second is please use your real name when you create a username for yourself. Okay. It's going to be really hard for me to understand who's posting what if your name is, you know, Silly Sarah 98 or something like that. Okay, so use your real name. That'll help us all out, knowing who's who as we go about the semester. Okay, quick tutorial on how to post a reaction post or an autoethnography on our website. See this little icon up here? You push that icon, and then you write a title for your post. And you can put your name too, right? And then you write, you know, something here. Okay. After you're done, you push publish. Okay. I'll wait a few moments while it's doing it. There it is. View it. And here's my wonderful autoethnography. Okay. So that'll just give you an idea of how you go about posting on the website. You can also insert media, images, YouTube videos, all kinds of things. So you're going to be using this function in order to post both your reactions to readings as well as posting this autoethnography. The other thing you'll notice on our website, sorry if I go back, whoops, if I go back to viewing this post, is another function. This is the comment section. Every Friday, you're going to be asked to make a comment to one of your fellow students' reaction posts, right? So you write this in here, and you post your comment. It's a good idea to maybe say, notify me if new comments arrive. That way you can stay updated in case I reply or somebody else replies to one of your comments. Okay. So this interface here is basically going to serve as our virtual classroom, right? So you all will be writing responses to your readings, and then the rest of you will be writing comments to those responses every week. Okay, let's get back to the lecture. All right. A bit about the structure of this course. So I was just showing you the website. A few things that are really important regarding the website will be your weekly participation and blog comments and reading discussions, as well as activities on this website. So this will be a significant part of your grade, 20% of your grade altogether. Okay, so this is the part of your grade where I have a little bit of leeway and discretion in terms of gauging your level of enthusiasm and participation in the course. Okay, so that has to do with the frequency with which you interact with the website as well as with me and your fellow students, and also the quality with which you interact. Okay, so these blog comments, they're going to consist of pretty in-depth commentary that you provide for your peers on their reaction posts. Okay. So these comments need to reflect your deeper engagement with the course material, and you also need to answer questions brought up in the reaction post in your analysis, okay? So these blog comments, every week you should assign time to not only do the readings, but then generate this response of about 250 to 300 words, which is really just a paragraph or two, but very important in order for me to let me know that you've actually done the reading, and also to generate some kind of discussion in the class, okay? There'll be some smaller activities, such as the autoethnography that I mentioned earlier, that will also be a part of this grade, okay? There may or may not be some little quizzes here and there embedded in my lectures, so watch out. One thing to note is for these blog comments that you're required to do, in the event that nobody has signed up to do a reaction post, you may comment on my lecture. Every week I post discussion questions to my lectures. And these are just, for you to provoke your thought and also to help those folks that are writing reaction posts. But they can very easily be responded to in the form of a comment, okay? So in the event that we do not have a reaction post scheduled for a particular week, you may post a comment to my lecture, which I will also post on the website, and receive points for that. Okay, on to the reaction posts. Okay, this is the most important part of your grade, kind of. The reaction posts along with the final paper here, these two are going to constitute a majority of your grade, okay? So I want you to take each reaction post very seriously and do the best work that you possibly can. So you'll sign up to do 4 reaction posts during the course of the semester, and you'll sign up using a Google Doc form. Okay, I'll zoom out here and see if I can find my Google Doc form. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. So I'll send you all links to this Google Doc form here. Basically what you do, you go, oh, I'm going to be super overzealous and I'm going to write a reaction post for the first reading. Boom, did it. Right, so just put your name next to the reading or the film that you want to do. You can only do one film during the course of, you can only do a reaction post to one film during the course of the semester. And let's try to only do 2 sign-ups per reading or per film, okay? So if you already see 2 people's names in this column, you need to move on, okay? So this is going to be on a first-come, first-served basis. If all of the readings are full, which I don't think they will become, you can do up to 3 on each, but try to not do more than 2, okay? So you sign up using this thing here. Okay, so for your reaction post, you're going to make a brief title to your post, and then you're going to answer some questions that I have listed in the syllabus. Basically along the lines of what are the main points or arguments of the reading or the film, and how can this help us gain a better understanding of politics? Do you agree with the information? And importantly, your reaction posts should leave some room for creativity and also provocations of thought, meaning what kind of associations did this reading give you, right, to your real life or to something you've read in the news or in the media. Provide some context for that. Use a film, use a poem, use imagery. Try to provoke some discussions amongst your classmates. And finally, you should ask a question or 2 that you wish the class to answer in the comment section of your reaction post. Okay, all this stuff is listed in your syllabus. Read it thoroughly. Your final paper will consist of a very focused 6 to 8 page research paper that will look at the relationship between the media and the nation. So you're going to be answering the following question. How do media shape, transform, or subvert the nation? That's going to be your main guiding question, okay? We're going to talk a lot about what this final paper is going to consist of, but the most important thing, it has 2 parts. You have the paper proposal, which is due during week 5 of the semester, and then you have the final paper, which is due at the conclusion of the semester. Okay, so this paper is going to be a mixture of analysis of the texts that we're reading in this class, meaning that you need to look at least 4 of the texts that we've read and cite them. And the other section is analysis based on your own interpretation around a topic that you choose for yourself, something that you're passionate about. So I have a list of different examples of what you can write your final paper about. I'm just going to tell you one quick example because sometimes it's hard to just think off the top of your head. One quick example of what a good final paper topic could be is, for instance, how Kanaka Maoli or Native Hawaiian media have shaped the Hawaiian cultural renaissance and their aspirations for sovereignty. Okay, so that would be a really interesting topic to look at. Okay, so look at our website, look at the syllabus, find out what the specific are for the final paper and the paper proposal. Okay. All right, now on to this week's to-do list. Okay. The first thing you have to do this week is join our website and start blogging. Okay. Remember, everybody's going to be submitting their comments by Friday at 12 p.m. So those will be comments on your reaction posts. Reaction posts, I don't have this written here, but it's in the syllabus. Reaction posts are due every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Okay, so you have, about 2 or 3 days to read those reaction posts, to finish reading all of the assigned readings for the semester, and then by Friday, submit your comments. Now, I know a lot of you historically from teaching online courses, I know a lot of you have full-time jobs, or you're very, very busy, or this might be the semester you're graduating and so forth. So I cannot stress enough that in order to do well in this class, you're going to need to have extra time, okay? And especially because the schedule here is quite loose, you're also going to have to be pretty good at self-managing your time, okay? So when I say the comments are due at Friday at 12 p.m., it's not a good excuse for you to say, well, I'm working at that time, okay? Well, then you should post it Thursday night before you go to work, okay? So plan ahead, set a schedule for yourself, make sure you fit time into the schedule for this class, okay? You should average for a 3-credit class, you should average anywhere between 9 and 12 hours a week in order to fulfill the requirements of that class. So make sure that you actually do have the time to do all of this work, okay? If not, I would recommend that you drop the class. You can take it again during the summer at another time, or you find another class. Okay, so this week, you're going to join this website, you're going to read Marshall McLuhan's The Medium is the Message, okay? And then I'm going to post also as a part of our lecture this very short YouTube video that none of you need to write a reaction post about because it's so short, so it doesn't count as a real film. It's just a 15-minute lecture by Marshall McLuhan where he explains his thesis. That'll help you understand the reading. Okay. the fourth thing you need to do this week is write a brief autoethnography. All right. So an autoethnography is a form of self-reflection and also a form of writing that explores your personal experiences and also connects your story to wider cultural, political, and social meanings and understandings. So basically, I just want you to tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from. Why are you here in this class? What do you want to get out of this class? What kind of media do you consume, right? What are your ideas about what you want to do in your final project, right? So just spend, about 10 minutes writing and then post it to the website. This way we can all get to know each other better, and this way I can also better identify what your needs are in the class. Okay, the syllabus. You'll have access to it in various forms in my emails and also through La Lima. Do read it. Read it very closely. I have a word for people who don't read syllabi. And this comes from years of teaching now and having students constantly emailing me questions to which I must continuously respond that it is in the SIL. It's in the syllabus. So I've come up with this term of don't be an imbecile, okay? If you have a question directly related to the class, the first thing you ought to do is go to the syllabus and try to find your answer, okay? Now, I love it when my students email me questions about things, but I don't enjoy it when they email me questions because they've been lazy and they haven't read the syllabus, okay? So don't be an imbecile. All right, finally, you need to go to that Google Doc that we looked at earlier and sign up to do 4 reaction posts. Do that as soon as possible before all the good readings, or rather the readings that you're most interested get snapped up by your fellow students, okay? You have until Friday at 4 p.m. to sign up to do these reaction posts, okay? Otherwise it may or may not affect your class participation grade. Okay, now on to what we're talking about this week. So the reading you have assigned is by Marshall McLuhan. And basically, his thesis about the media is probably one of the most hotly debated, yet most popular analysis for how humans, technology, and media interact. So essentially, McLuhan, he posits, or he proposes, that the medium, meaning the thing that transmits, the medium is the technology that is able to transmit a message, right? So a medium is a radio or a television or your smartphone, okay? It is the medium rather than the contents of the message that is more important for us to analyze in order to understand how media works. Okay, so that's his thesis in a nutshell. So what he's basically saying is that technological innovation and changes in new mediums, so television, radio, internet, etc., are just as important as the messages presented through these mediums. So basically, there could be no Facebook if there weren't computers, if there weren't the internet, right? So these mediums that we have created have in turn also been instrumental in terms of changing and influencing the kinds of messages that we send to each other. Okay. Further, McLuhan argues, move on here, that the medium acts as an extension of the senses. right? We have our five senses, but the medium is kind of like another way of sensing or perceiving the world. Therefore, media creates both absences and presences, meaning you can be in more than one place at the same time. So for instance, the newspaper is more important in terms of how it structures and reorders our thinking than the actual words printed in it. Okay? It works the same way for an artist. Say if you choose to use the canvas rather than clay to present your art. That choice between paint and clay profoundly changes the message that you're trying to convey, simply because your medium now offers totally different material constraints and possibilities. So in the same way, the medium profoundly affects the message when we look at mass media like television, radio, newspapers, Twitter, Facebook, etc., etc. Okay. So this gives you Marshall McLuhan in a nutshell. Now you got to go read the text, get into the nitty-gritty of it, and also watch that lecture. Okay? Here are some questions for you. I'm just going to read these out loud. So, McLuhan is often criticized as being a technological determinist, meaning that he believes that technology determines the way that our culture moves, right? So this would be the kind of argument that you would use in order to say that, well, Occupy Wall Street couldn't have happened without social media, because social media was a major part of organizing that movement. Okay, so that's that kind of argument. So my question is, do you agree that culture evolves after technology, or do you find that culture is co-constituted, meaning at the same time, with technological progress? Second question, explain what McLuhan means when he says the personal and social consequences of any medium, that is, of any extension of ourselves, result from the new scale that is introduced into our affairs by either extension of ourselves or by any new technology. In what ways are you extended and mediated by technology? And finally, do you agree with McLuhan when he concludes that the medium is the message? Why or why not? Okay, so I'm posing these questions for you this week. In case we don't have somebody sign up for a reaction post, I want you to answer these questions in the comment section underneath my lecture post on our website. Okay, and that will count towards your participation points this week, and your sort of comment points this week. Okay, that's all for now. I'm very excited to be starting this course with you. I want to make myself as available as possible to you. I know online courses can be a bit daunting to keep up with because it's kind of like this out of sight, out of mind thing. But I encourage you to stay with it, to make sure you read my emails every week on Mondays and stay in the rhythm of finding pockets of time every week that you devote to this class. Most importantly, contact me, email me, and set up Skype appointments with me. Before the end of the semester, I want each and every one of you to have spoken to me either via phone or via Skype at least twice, okay? At least once regarding the progress that you're experiencing in the course, and at least once about how you're doing with your final paper. Okay, so identify, a time during the semester where you think it would be important for you to reach out and talk to me, and do so, and we'll set up a Skype appointment, and I'll be happy to to accommodate you however I can. All right, that's it for this week. Good luck, happy reading and writing, and don't hesitate to get in touch if there's anything. Take care.